Hey folks, today's episode of the SoulTalk podcast is about how to let go of negativity, negative thinking, and be happy. Are you ready? You know, negative thinking is a prison that leads to a limited life. Sometimes we get caught up in thinking negatively. Oh no, it's not going to work. It's never going to happen. You can't do that. I can't do that. And we start thinking negatively. Oh, what are they thinking about me? And we gravitate towards the negative. Have you ever had that experience? One of the things I have found is sometimes we gravitate towards the negative because our ego, our mind, is actually trying to protect us. Negative thinking can be a protective mechanism from truly being open, from truly being vulnerable, from truly losing control. That if we can be negative and we can feel negative, and then we don't have to truly open to possibility, the what if possibility of the positive. And this way, if things don't work out, if we get hurt, if we get left, if it doesn't manifest, then we don't get too hurt because we didn't get our hopes too high. So there's a sort of positive intention, protective mechanism that can be attributed to negative thinking, right? But here's the thing. Negative thinking serves nothing. The more you focus on the negative, what's not, the more you give power to what you don't want, because what you focus on expands. The more you give power to what you don't want, the more what you don't want starts showing up in your life. And the more your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and every part of you begins to generate more of what you don't want. How you view a situation, how you view a person, how you view a place actually determines your reality. So you see, folks, when an experience happens in your life, someone says something, an experience happens. Inherently, it is neutral. Inherently, it means nothing. Your reality is determined by the story you make up within yourself, and your reality is determined by the way you choose to perceive and interpret a situation, a thing, a word, a person, and what is said. That interpretation is really more than the experience itself. That interpretation that you have determines your experience, determines your reality. Your reality is determined by your interpretation. So how are you interpreting things? The challenge is, it's good to consider this. Every single thing that's ever happened to you in your life gets stored in your nervous system. So when your mother said something when you were 2 years old or 1 year old or 2 months old about life, about people, about relationships, about men, about women, when your dad said something, when they were fighting, whatever was going on in the tension in the household, every single thing gets stored in your nervous system as an energy, as a scar, as a mark in your nervous system. Your nervous system is being imprinted in a certain way through these experiences. The nervous system, your nervous system is your antenna to the world. So information comes in. You're in a situation, something happens, information comes in through the filter of your nervous system, right? Someone says something to you, and depending on the state of your nervous system, meaning the more unprocessed trauma, hurt, guilt, shame, pain, incomplete stuff that you're carrying inside of your nervous system filters through an experience through all of that stuff. And based on the state of your nervous system, whether it's carrying a lot of junk or not, it is now making up meaning about experiences that are occurring in your life. So realize that the meaning you might be making up something to be may not actually be what it really means. What someone said may not be what they really said. How someone showed up in your life may really not be the meaning that you made up. Somebody might not call you back. Somebody might not smile. I recently had someone say, Kute, in your picture, you didn't smile enough. And that means you are blah, blah, blah. And so, we're making up meanings that aren't necessarily reality. Reality is not necessarily the reality you are making up in your mind. It's just the interpretation. So take a look at your experiences. And what are you making things mean? What are you making things mean? What is the reality that you're making up? Your reality is determined by the state of your consciousness, the state of your nervous system. Take a step back. Don't get attached to the meaning you're making up. Take a step back and look at your interpretation